Welcome back, guys. In this video, we talk about how to speak with the universe to create, attract, achieve, overcome certain challenges that you have and create a better life for yourself. This is actually something very, very powerful because when you know how to speak to the universe, when you know how to speak the right way to the universe, it is easier to bring blessings, it is easier to attract, it is easier to create things that you want. And so in this video, we're gonna keep it very simple and we're gonna keep it very practical. We're gonna look at what and how does it work, all right? So let's go straight into this. Now, for most people, what does speaking with the universe, God, consciousness, whatever you wanna call it, what does it look like? For most people, it often comes in form of spiritual or religious practice, right? And the most common, famous one will be prayer, right? Praying is usually the most preferred way when we speak to God or the universe or consciousness, or when we want to manifest something or something, we naturally, intuitively default to that state of prayer. Please help me, please bring this to my life, please change that, right? So a lot of people default to prayer when they speak to the higher power. The challenge of prayer is that although it is extremely powerful, it is only extremely powerful when you do it the right way. Because there is such a thing as speaking correctly or incorrectly with the universe to help you manifest or create what you want. The challenge is that most of us speak and communicate incorrectly with the universe. And we're gonna talk about this more in detail shortly. But first, I wanna talk about something else with you, something equally important. And that is, what is your relationship with the universe? What is your relationship with God, with consciousness, with the quantum field, whatever you believe into? And what is its relationship with you? And that may sound like a big, massive question, but it is a very fundamentally important question, because in knowing what is its relationship and its relationship with you, you know who you are. And so how you speak to the universe will change based on your relationship with it. Now, for a lot of people, we feel separated somehow, right? It is me, there's you, there's this camera, there's other people, and God or the universe feels like this big presence or force or power that is somewhat, far away from us, and that we have to beg, or that we have to please, or that we have to behave in a certain way, or repent, or be sinless to be able to receive the things that we want. And so a lot of people pray or beg or feel like I have to be in a certain way, right? So we go into bargain. And if you notice how people pray sometimes is that, okay, please help me do this and I'll be good and I'll be okay and I won't do mistakes anymore. So we feel like we have to bargain all the time with that power that is outside of us. But this is the first flaw in our conversation, is that we don't know who we are and we don't know our relationship with that power. And I want to give you this analogy of an iceberg. We feel like we are that iceberg floating in that endless ocean. And in that ocean, there's so many other icebergs, people and things, right? And some of those icebergs are bigger and we feel a bit smaller and bigger than others and so on. The thing that we don't realize is that we are made of the same thing as the ocean, because we came from the ocean. We are always connected to the ocean. We are always floating in the ocean. When this body dies, it just melts back and we become one with the ocean again, one as being our true nature, our true form. And so this analogy is to help you see that although we feel separated from this source, from this power, we are always one with it and it is one with us. And in knowing that and understanding that and experiencing that, you can now start to see how this communication can be best done. Because as long as you see that source of power as being somehow disassociated away from you, you will continue to feel separated and disconnected from your true power, from your true creative power. So knowing who you are and what is your relationship with the universe, with God, is extremely important in being able to speak correctly with the universe, but also to be able to communicate more powerfully and bring what you want to life faster. And so instead of begging or bargaining with the universe or God, we start to realize that I am the power, and the power presence of God or the universe is between me. And it's that power that is given life to this body, that is sustaining and healing and creating and giving life to this whole universe, to all my experiences It is the vital force that runs this life, that makes me breathe, that gives life to everything. And so I can use and harness that power consciously by connecting, by being aware of it in me already, and creating with it what I want in my life. And so when you truly understand that, you truly understand that there is only one power. There is no many creative power. When we are disconnected from the power, we can see that, God is a power, but there is also big corporation and the government, and money has power over me, and people have power over me. So we feel like as though there are many creative powers in our life. But we have to realize that all of those are only manifestation of the one only power, that I am presence, that you are, and that is you, and that is always between you and around you. And so when you realize that you are the operant power and that there is only one power, you can start to take that power away that you've been projected on things, and you can start to find it between yourself. So this is one of the biggest shifts when it comes to how to communicate effectively with the universe. So then the question is, how do we properly pray or communicate with the universe? The fundamental keys to understand is this: you are always communicating with the universe. There is never a time when you are not in communication with the universe. So even though we feel like, okay, praying is communication, direct communication with the universe is always listening to you. Every thought you have, every words you say, every action you take, every decisions you make is a creative force, is a way of communicating with life, is a way of demonstrating, choosing who you are being. So in choosing how you think, in choosing how you speak, in choosing how you feel, you are demonstrating your state of being. And this is one of the most powerful ways to communicate with the universe. And so what we have to understand is that we are constantly speaking with the universe. And so once we understand that every thought, every feeling we have is a creative force, is a way of communicating with the universe. So when you think of scarcity and you give it your attention and you give it story and you give it meaning and you give it your time and attention and energy and you give it life, basically, what you are really saying and speaking and demonstrating to the universe is that I believe in that. I choose to create that into my experience. So universe, please give me more of that, because this is a direct use of that creative operative power, that I am presence. You're using that I am presence through your thoughts, through your emotion, through your attention to give life to certain things in your life or to starve others. So when you focus on your problem and your worries and your anxiety and people and you bitch about that and you gossip and you judge and you complain, you are using that I am power. And you're speaking to the universe by giving it your attention, you're giving it life. And so what you energize is a way of communicating with the universe, because the universe is everything. And so every time you observe something, every time you think about something, every time you speak about something is a conversation with the universe. So we can become very mindful of where do we give our attention, where do we give our energy, what do I think about, how do I speak about myself and others? Because as long as we don't become mindful of that, that every act moment by moment is a conversation with the universe, it's easy to see why we keep on perpetuating certain things in our reality. Now, I realize that this is a big step to take, right? To monitor every thought you have and so on is not easy, because it's overwhelming. It takes tremendous amount of self-awareness. So where can you start practically, easily to take one step in better communication with the universe, with God, with consciousness? Through the act of conscious, correct prayer. So how does conscious, correct prayer actually work? Remember this quote: when you pray, pray as though you have received it and it will be yours. So the key in praying is this: let your prayer be an act of gratitude. So when you pray to the universe, to God, to your higher power, to the source in you, give thanks for the things that you want to experience in life as though it is already there. This is the most powerful and simplest way to communicate with the universe, because once you declare that I have that thing, I am this, I am that, I have experienced that, I feel happy, I feel healthy, I have this, you are giving it your energy, you are giving it your attention, you are giving it life. And so gratitude is one of the most powerful way of creating anything that you desire in life. And so when you pray in gratitude as though you have already received with the expectation of receiving even more, it will create magic in your life. And so if you're looking for where to start and how to speak to the universe, try to use conscious praying by you being grateful in your prayer, by giving thanks to what you want in your prayer, instead of begging, instead of bargaining, instead of please feeling powerless and like a victim. Be the power and give thanks to what you desire as though you have already received it. And this is the most powerful, direct way to communicate with the universe, to create, achieve, and manifest whatever it is that you want in your life. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this kind of video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can see every other videos. I will see you next time. Be well.